What if the bill your doctor's office handed you was actually illegal? Not inflated, not unfair, illegal. There are specific fees that Medicare providers are prohibited by federal law from charging seniors. And most of the time, the provider knows exactly what they're doing. And right now, in 2026, many retirees are paying them anyway, because the bill arrives, it looks official, and nobody ever told them they had the right to refuse it. My name is Mark. Today I am going through 5 fees that are illegal to charge Medicare beneficiaries, and exactly what to do if you have already paid one. Because in some cases, you can get that money back. Quick, if you are not subscribed, do that right now and turn on the bell. Medicare billing rules and your legal rights as a beneficiary change regularly. Providers know about those changes before you do. This channel exists to close that gap. Subscribe, and let's get into it. One foundational rule explains why most of these charges are illegal. When a doctor accepts Medicare patients, they sign an assignment agreement. That agreement means they have accepted the Medicare-approved amount as full and complete payment for covered services. The Medicare payment plus your standard copay or deductible, that is the total, nothing more. Any additional charge on top of that is what federal law calls double billing. It is a violation of the Medicare Act. Providers who do it anyway face civil monetary penalties and potential exclusion from Medicare entirely. And fee number 3 is the one most seniors have already paid without realizing it. Fee 1, the administrative fee. It goes by several names. Administrative fee, annual membership fee, care coordination fee, patient portal access fee. Some offices present it as a requirement just to remain a patient. The pitch sounds reasonable. It covers scheduling, paperwork, after-hours phone access. But according to the Center for Medicare Advocacy, these services are already covered and reimbursed by Medicare as part of standard care. Charging you separately on top of Medicare payment is double billing, and it is prohibited. The Office of the Inspector General has specifically warned providers that even services labeled as not covered by Medicare are often ones Medicare has already paid for. If your doctor has ever charged you an annual fee just to stay on as a patient, that charge was illegal. What to do? Call 1-800-MEDICARE at 1-800-633-4227 and report the provider by name. Fee 2. Charges above the Medicare limiting charge. Not every doctor is a participating Medicare provider. Some are non-participating. Their patients pay up front and seek Medicare reimbursement themselves. Even these providers are not allowed to charge you whatever they want. Federal law caps their charges at no more than 15% above the Medicare-approved fee schedule amount. That ceiling is called the limiting charge. Anything above that 15% is illegal. There are documented cases of providers, particularly for durable medical equipment like wheelchairs and scooters, charging hundreds of % above Medicare-approved rates. That is a federal violation. What to do? Before paying any bill from a non-participating provider, ask them to confirm their charge does not exceed 115% of the Medicare-approved rate. If it does, do not pay the excess and call 1-800-MEDICARE. That one was about non-participating providers. But what about the doctors you trust most, the ones fully signed into Medicare? That's where Fee 3 comes in. Fee 3. Balance billing from a participating provider. A participating Medicare provider cannot balance bill you at all. 0. When they signed the assignment agreement, they accepted Medicare's approved amount as full payment. The only amounts you legitimately owe are your standard deductible and copay. Balance billing is when a provider bills you for the gap between what they charged and what Medicare paid. For a participating provider, that gap is their responsibility, not yours. If you have ever received a bill from a participating provider asking for more than your standard deductible or copay, that bill was illegal. What to do? Ask the billing department directly whether they are a participating Medicare provider. If yes, tell them participating providers cannot balance bill and ask them to remove the charge. If they refuse, call 1-800-MEDICARE immediately.
Fee 4. The access fee. This one is becoming more common. An access fee is a charge just for the privilege of being seen. It might be called a facility fee, a same-day appointment fee, or a priority scheduling fee. Medicare law is explicit. A participating provider cannot charge a Medicare beneficiary simply to access covered services. The Center for Medicare Advocacy has confirmed that access charges of this type are not permitted under the Medicare Assignment Agreement. What to do? If a provider tells you there is a fee just to be seen, ask whether they are a participating Medicare provider. If they are, inform them that access fees violate their assignment agreement. If the charge is not removed, report it to 1-800-MEDICARE.
Fee 5 is the most deceptive one on this list because it uses something true to hide something illegal. A provider performs a service, care coordination, a comprehensive assessment, prescription management, then tells you Medicare does not cover it and hands you a bill. But in many cases, those services are already bundled into what Medicare reimbursed for that visit. The OIG has explicitly warned that providers who label already covered services as non-covered and bill patients separately face substantial civil monetary penalties and potential exclusion from Medicare. What to do? Ask the provider to confirm in writing exactly what service the fee covers and why it is not covered by Medicare. Then call 1-800-MEDICARE to verify. If it is covered, report the provider to the OIG hotline at 1-800-HHS-TIPS.
Here is the summary. Fee 1. The administrative or membership fee. Illegal for participating providers. Fee 2. Charges exceeding the Medicare limiting charge. Non-participating providers are capped at 115% of the Medicare-approved rate. Anything beyond that is illegal. Fee 3. Balance billing from a participating provider. Your deductible and copay are the limit. The rest is their responsibility. Fee 4. The access fee. No participating provider can charge you just to be seen for a covered service. Fee 5. Fees for services falsely labeled as not covered. If Medicare already paid for it, billing you separately is a federal violation. You do not have to accept these charges. You have the right to challenge them, report them, and in many cases, get your money back.
2 numbers to save right now. 1-800-MEDICARE. That is 1-800-633-4227. And the OIG fraud hotline. 1-800-HHS-TIPS. Write them down before you close this video. Share this with someone you know who is on Medicare. These fees survive because most people don't know they're illegal. The more people who know their rights, the less providers get away with it. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.